Hi folks, and welcome to Schick Happens. I thought about filming something outside today on the property, but it's 38 degrees and the wind's blowing out of the northeast. It's not comfortable being outside. The other day my wife asked me if I could rebuild or build something like this. It's a little miniature garden decor bench that she picked up at a garage sale, I think for $2 like 5 years ago. And there was a little welcome sign here, home sweet home or something like that. So I peeled that sign off, took some measurements of this, and just grabbed some scrap wood that I had laying around, just some pine and a couple of little 2x4s, and reconstructed this as close as I could, salvaging that old sign. And then I gave the pine a nice coat of a very ugly green. But anyway, I thought what I'd do is build another one of these and film it, just in case you'd be interested in making something like this for the porch or the garden. So let's get started. Most of this, or all of this project, can be done with scrap pine. There's 4 boards that are 31 inches, they're 1 by 3.5, and 4 boards for the seat, same width, 3.5, and 4 pieces of 2x4 at 12 inches. And then there's just a couple little braces or cleats in the back to help secure the backrest. So I'm going to go ahead and rip down some pine at 3.5 inches. I'm going to do 4 at 30, 31 inches, and 4, I think those are 16 inches wide for the seat. That's right, when I did make this, I used a bunch of shorter boards. This one's actually only 26 inches tall. The original one was 32 inches tall. So depending on if I got whatever I have enough of in length to get 4 out of, that's what the height's going to be. These 2 pieces of pine here are 31.5. I'll be able to get the 4 back pieces cut with a table saw. I'll just rip these down to 3.5 inches wide a piece. Now keep in mind, I have a nice wood shop in here with some nice tools, but you certainly don't need that to do a project like this. I'm sure even with hand tools, this is something you could build in a couple hours, especially if you can get your hands on some 1x4 pine, which I think is 3.5 actual size, and it's relatively cheap. I set my stop block here at 28 3/4 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and run a 45-degree cut on both sides, just to give it that rabbit edge or rabbit ear profile on the top. I think what I'm going to do quick as well is cut 2 16-inch pieces for these 2 little back braces. I'll do that now on the table saw quick. So all that's left for the main components of this little miniature bench is just 4 2x4s that need to be cut to 12 inches in length. I'll get that done now. We'll do a little bit of assembly. And then all that's left is we'll come up with a little welcome sign to put on top. My scrap pile of lumber. $11 7/8. Close enough. Now when you're assembling this, like I said, you don't need a bunch of elaborate tools. I do have an air compressor and some nail guns and staple guns. That's what I'm going to use. But you can certainly nail this together with finish nails, maybe pre-drill some holes, screw it together. It's just for decoration. It's not like, I mean, the heaviest thing that might be sitting on this is a flower pot. Now at this point, if you wanted to put spacers in here to have them perfectly centered, have at it. These two supports that I'm going to use for the back, that's the width I want. I got the outside boards to match them. That's about how high I want the seat. Right around 12 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and staple these together quick. All right, all I need to do is just come up with a little welcome sign to pin up there. That should be easy enough. This original sign is also 3.5 inches wide. I think it's 15 inches long. And then they just got a little outline of a birdhouse here. So I'll get that slapped together. Well, this was a pretty easy project to put together in no time at all. And even if you don't have power tools or a wood shop, this is still something you can put together relatively easy with the simplest of tools. So if you got some scrap pine laying around and a couple 2x4s, give it a try. Or even go to the box store and pick up a few pieces 1x4 pine. It really is an easy and fun project to do. Yeah, I think if you have the time, try making one of these. I was actually going to challenge someone to build one for their property and their homestead. Matter of fact, I will. Jim at Ozark Mountain Goats. Build one of these and make a video out of it. And then you can pass it along to someone else. Now I think this particular one I'm going to have Lori paint up the way she wants it. I don't think she liked my choice of color on the first one. So I'll allow her to paint this one whatever color she wants before we put the lettering on it. But thanks for joining me here today at Schick Happens. I hope you enjoyed this little build video. And if you enjoy the content here, please consider subscribing.